Welcome to this Regen Rovers recap, where today I'm going to be reviewing our 16th season as a club. This is my second attempt at doing this video because the first time I accidentally deleted all of the files. I have no idea how I did that. I'm an idiot. So second time round, let's go. So as you can see, our third season in the Premier League was very successful. We finished 6th, which means we've qualified for the Europa League for a second season in a row. 62 points on the board, only 4 more than last year, but it meant we finished 3 places higher. 18 wins, 8 draws, 12 defeats, 68 goals scored, 59 conceded. Really positive season. I'll just quickly scroll down through all the results for those of you that haven't watched the entire season. There's lots of green dots in there. Really good, successful season in multiple competitions as well. I'll just show you our Europa League adventure, our first ever season in Europe, of course. And we got to the semi-finals and we lost against Inter, but we didn't really lose. We didn't lose a single game in the competition because we drew our 2 semi-final games but went out on away goals. So really unlucky. Brilliant group stage results. We got all the way through to the second knockout round, before we even conceded a goal. 2 goals against Bayer Leverkusen, but we scored 4, so we went through. Only 1 goal conceded against Lazio, and we scored 7. Then 3 conceded against Inter, and they went through on away goals. Mark Ball, sensational in the latter stages. He loves a big game, doesn't he? FA Cup as well, really successful FA Cup campaign. Where are we? There we go. Got through to the semi-final against fairly comfortable composition. Comfortable opposition. That's what I'm trying to say. We took on championship teams, so yeah, we were meant to go through those games. We beat Luton, Millwall, Forest, Blackburn before losing against champions of the Premier League, Spurs. They also won the Champions League, and of course they beat us in the Charity Shield at the start of the season. So they've won the quadruple basically. The treble. We don't include the Charity Shield in there, really, do we? We did win a trophy. We won the Hampshire Senior Cup for a 4th season in a row. David Okoro scored a penalty in the final, his 46th goal for the club. We won our first 2 games in this competition 8-0. But yeah, brilliant campaign all round. If we just take a look at the player statistics then. I've put the under-23 squad on in here so you can see everyone that was involved this season. I think every single player in the under-23s made a first team appearance for the club. Most appearances this season was actually Mark Ball with 52 appearances for Regen Rovers. He also was the top goal scorer again. And I'm just going to get up the player spreadsheet for you, which includes all of the statistics. And as you can see, Mark Ball has been top goal scorer every season apart from the 13th season when Luna beat him, but that's only because Luna played a few less games. Mark Ball was actually the top league goal scorer, so his record for the club is absolutely incredible. It really is. He's also been highest average rating for many seasons as well. He's appeared in the assists list at times. He has been on another level, and he is the top goal scorer for the club, of course, by a long way. Almost double what the second best player, Agu's, managed to get. We've got a couple players that have managed to get onto this list this season. Navarrete, 22 goals this season. Our second top goal scorer is now 19th top goal scorer for the club. Jasakovic scored a few, so he's up to 17th. He's managed to make it onto this list for the first time. Other players, Stewart has now gone up to 10th place, ahead of Okoro, who did score that 1 goal this season. Flanagan's also got a couple goals. He's in 15th place. Most appearances, Okoro still leading the way. Mark Ball might catch him up eventually if he stays in the team. Quite a few new players have managed to get onto this list as well. Nunez has now managed to get onto this list. Any player with over 100 appearances goes onto this list. Rey Henriquez, Matteo, who's leaving at the end of the season. Alan Stewart, Adrian Smith on there as well. Brilliant stuff. We'll have a quick look. I need to quickly go through all of this. So Navarrete, second top goal scorer. Alan Stewart, third top goal scorer. But shout out to Kefren Rios. 9 goals from centre-back. Pretty insane, really. Assist-wise, Luke Clark, top of this list with 13 assists. Sensational season from him on the right-hand side. Navarrete, 10 assists. He contributed 32 goals in all competitions. Jasakovic got 9 assists. Really good season from him. Didn't play too well last year, but this year really good. Did drop off towards the end of the season, but he played well overall. And Mark Ball with 9 assists as well. Man of the match wise, Navarrete top with 6. Average rating wise, lots of under 23 players played very well in the Hampshire Senior Cup, as you can see. Matteo got a hat-trick in that competition, which really boosted his average rating. Remember my rule for the player spreadsheet: if a player makes over 10 appearances, then they are considered for the top average rating award. Matteo gets that, despite really a lot of football being played in cup competitions. Didn't play very well in the league, but that's my rules for maybe I should make it 20 appearances or something like that, but that's the way we've done it. He's leaving, moving back to France at the end of the season. Rios is second though. What a season from him. A brilliant Mexican centre back. He has really performed excellently this season. 9 goals, 3 assists, 4 man of the match awards. Pretty much the best average rating if we discount Matteo. Navarrete up there as well. Brilliant stuff from him. Stewart as well. Lots of games off the bench. 21 goals, 7.15 average rating. It's above Mark Ball, 6.99, but he loves the big games, doesn't he? Scores goals in the big games. Matt Smith, our young left back, he's a wonder kid, but he plays for Blackburn, who have failed to get promoted from the Championship. I have to buy this guy. Problem is he's going to be expensive, even though Blackburn haven't got promoted. I reckon they still want huge amounts of money for him, even though he's not worth very much at all. So I just got to get him. He's just really good, isn't he? You're probably wondering money-wise what's going on. Navarrete, top earner at the club. Tarasenko, decent first season in a Regen Rovers shirt. Nothing special. Lots of assists, but mainly from corners. But he hasn't performed as well as Dave Barnes did last year in his role. But I think both midfielders really, they don't stand out in this team. Those aren't the players that stand out. However, they are important to the system. They just don't get the best average ratings, but not bad at all. The other player, Van den Broek, in that central midfield role, our Belgian wonder kid, he played all right as well. 4 really good goals, only 1 assist though. But like I said, those midfield roles, they just don't really get the good statistics compared to others. Most valuable player at the club is Navarrete. No surprise there. Our Spanish striker is superb, and Van den Broek, worth 33 million. He's already added to his value. We bought him for 25 million last summer, remember. Alan Stewart up there as well, and he's unhappy because I've not given him a new contract. I kind of forgot to give him one, and he's just got angry with me. So either I have to just suck it up, give him a new contract, or there is a case to sell him for 22 million or possibly more. I don't know. We'll have to see what transpires over the summer, I suppose. Quite looking at the Premier League statistics, we'll have a quick look at that. The good thing about recording this video twice is I'm kind of getting through it a bit quicker. I'm not sort of dithering as much as I usually would. So I suppose that's the good thing about me completely deleting all the first files of this. I'm dithering now, so let's get on with it. Distance covered per 90 minutes. We usually see one of our players on there. Tasakovic is up there. See, the midfielders run a lot in our system. They really do. Average rating wise, Navarrete 7th on that list. Goals wise, Navarrete's on this list as well. I think he's joint 5th top goal scorer. Average minutes per goal, Navarrete on there. Shots, he's 4th, and also he's got the 4th highest number of shots on target. But this is really special from Mark Ball. Shots on target percentage, Mark Ball 72%, and we're not surprised by that because his attributes are perfect for scoring goals. 16 finishing, 14 technique, 16 composure, 15 off the ball. He's pacey. Even if he loses a bit of pace, he'll still know where the back of the net is. Obviously, he does rely on pace in the Premier League, but he will still know how to score goals because he's got the attributes to score goals. So it's no surprise that he's at the top here. Rios up there as well because of all of his goals from corners, heading into the danger zone or on target more often than not. Conversion rate from Mark Ball, highest in the league, 22%. Oh, he is special. There's been people that have said I should improve him, get a better player, drop him. Yeah, at times I have dropped him for Alan Stewart, but he still comes good in the end. He gets those incredible statistics, doesn't he? He's been special this season, he really has. Assist-wise, Luke Clark and Navarrete joint 5th for that. Key passes, Navarrete on that list. Chances created, Navarrete and Clark on that list as well. So overall, really exceptional season from us this year. We've won the Hampshire Senior Cup. We've finished 6th. The players have been outstanding. You can vote for your player of the season in the description below. There'll be a link to the Twitter poll. So head over there and vote for your player of the season. So you're probably wondering how the club's getting on in terms of reputation. We're 3.5 stars, national reputation. It might go up over the summer. We shall see. There's been a few changes to this list though. Legends are still the same, myself and Mark Ball on there. Hopefully the new stadium will be named after one of us, because of course we've got one more season in the Luton Town Stadium, and then the following year we're going to be back in Winchester. Icons list still Higgins and Assini, but on the favoured personnel, Okoro and Agu still there. Ray Rigg has been added. Now he scored a hat-trick this season in the Hampshire Senior Cup. We'll have a look at one of the goals that he scored in that game very soon actually. But yes, he's strangely improving as a player at the age of 32. I think just because he's been here for 16 seasons, he's been added to that list. I think he's made about 176 appearances for the club. But Navarrete has also been added to this list, and I'll show you why in a second. We've got a huge amount of money to spend in the summer transfer budget, 127 million. Quite a bit spare in the wage budget as well, as you can see there. Here's the progress of the stadium. So yes, next summer, next June, it will be completed. We're also improving the youth facilities and training facilities. And financially, we're in a very healthy position. Ever since getting promoted to the Premier League, we've just been in a fantastic position financially, as you can see there. So then, this is probably what you've been waiting to see. Player of the season has gone to Navarrete, and that's why he's been added to the icon list. He's 9% ahead of Mark Ball, who still grabs second place. I suppose there's a bit of favouritism there from the fans, but the fact that he was top goal scorer this season also means, you know, he's definitely up there. 3 strikers on this list. Alan Stewart 23% as well. Navarrete signing of the season and young player of the season. He's in the best 11. I'm not going to argue with this best 11. I'm not going to argue with the subs either. Smith, Henriquez, Rios, Loader, Smith, Clark, Tarasenko, Vandenbroek, Tasakovic, Navarrete and Mark Ball. That completely adds up to me. The overall best 11, it's a bit of a mess. There's a few players in there that probably shouldn't really be in the squad. The most obvious is Adrian Burrows at left back. That is pretty random. Perry Miles still on there. Legend. 1-star player now. Played a few games in the Hampshire Senior Cup this season. David Okoro, biggest legend. Just behind Mark Ball for me. Oh, still here. Still playing in the Hampshire Senior Cup. Still lifting those Hampshire Senior Cups as well. Now then, goal of the season according to the game was Ray Rigg. And it was a beautiful strike. One of his goals that he scored in this 8-0 thrashing over Sholing. He scored 3 from outside the box in the same game, and it's a beautiful goal. However, my goal of the season is Mark Ball against Leeds, and I'm going to show you it. And you can let me know what you think. Do you prefer Mark Ball's or do you prefer Ray Rigg's? There's a Dennis Bergkamp-esque turn there from Mark Ball, and then an absolutely delightful chip over the keeper. He turns that defender so well. He still has a lot to do though from there, and he finishes it superbly. Ah, what a goal. So let me know your favourite goal. Now, I have noted down the goals of the series, I suppose, on a document. So at the end of the series, I will make a video with the best goals. I've also got all the polls that you voted for on previously, so I can kind of pick out the 2 or 3 best goals from each season as well. Last couple of years, I've just decided the 2 best goals really for you. Anyway, let's move on. That's the season review. Goal of the game of the season, was a 4-1 win against Spurs. Moment to forget was that 2-0 defeat against Crystal Palace, but we put out a very weak team in that competition, in that particular game, remember, because of the Europa League game against Inter. So this is the overall best 11 from the 2021-22 season. I think the only 2 players still playing are probably these 2, Godwin and Assini, playing in the very low leagues. Because I think everyone else has just retired from there. I mean, Agu's, of course, retired. Fawkes is retired. So, yeah, not many players left, really, in that. Oh, I was going to show you dynamics as well. Where's dynamics? Club dynamics. Haven't shown this for a while. There's been a bit of a change to the hierarchy. Will Loader's now our vice-captain. So he's moved into that top list with Tasakovic and Mark Ball, club captain, of course. Lots of highly influential players, a few influential players, lots of other players, generally new players, I suppose, that have come into the team. Social groups, poor old Nyanja, who joined in January, he hasn't got any friends in the club cafeteria. at lunchtime. And then we've got this weird sort of best friend bond between Flanagan and Christian, and then a couple of big groups there, as you can see. This is the under-23 squad with the first team added in, so you can see how many times they appeared in the under-23s, because interestingly, Alan Stewart 8 goals in 6 games for the under-23s, Mark Ball 5 in 5, so they both featured usually when I needed to sort of build up match fitness and that sort of thing. We finished 5th in this particular league that we took part in. And the under-18s, there's some decent looking players in there. We finished 6th in our league. The top goal scorer went to Joe Brown, who probably isn't going to go anywhere, but new recruit Gary Wettingham, who faced off against Crystal Palace, of course, and scored a goal which was disallowed. He's only 15. He's got 7 goals in 8 games for the under-18s, which isn't bad at all. I'm sure he'll play lots of under-23 football next year. Now, I've already played until the end of May, so I'm going to show you the results of all the other leagues in England and some of the other cup competitions. So bear with me a second and we'll move on. So of course we know what happened in the Premier League, but let's have a look at the other divisions. So the Championship, Bournemouth, Aston Villa and Burnley promoted. Like I said, Blackburn failed to get promoted, so we have to try and get Matt Smith from them. York City, unfortunately relegated. Nice to see them up there though. League 1, Colchester, Walsall and Sunderland promoted. League 2, Southend, Lincoln, Ebbsfleet and Bradford City promoted. National League, Barnet and Peterborough promoted. National League North, FC United and Stockport promoted. And the National League South, where we were a few years ago, of course, Dulwich Hamlet and Forest Green promoted. The FA Cup was won by Spurs in the end. They beat Leicester. So even if we hadn't finished 6th and we'd finished 7th, we'd have qualified for Europe. But it's nice to finish 6th. I feel like we might have to start earlier, like in the qualification stages. Or was that 7th? Maybe Chelsea have to do that. I don't know about 6th place. We won the FA Cup last year and automatically qualified for the group stage, but I don't know about 6th in the Premier League. I guess we'll find out over the summer. The League Cup, it was won by Liverpool, beating Arsenal in the final. Charity Shield, of course, we lost that 3-0, unfortunately. One of the 4 tournaments that Spurs managed to win this season. League Trophy won by Sheffield Wednesday. FA Trophy won by Barnet, beating Maidstone in the final. And the Hampshire Senior Cup was, of course, won by us 2-1 against Aldershot in the final. 4 times in a row, 6 times in total. Fantastic. As I mentioned already, Spurs won the Champions League final 1-0 against Real Madrid in the final. What a season from them. And the Europa League was won by Inter. So in the FA Cup and the Europa League, we lost in the semi-finals against the eventual winners. So I suppose that's nice. It shows that they are actually a really good team. To beat Man United, you know, Man United really strong. They finished 2nd in the Premier League, got some exceptional players that you've seen already in previous videos. So that's really impressive stuff from Inter. But it also makes me realise it wasn't so bad going out to Inter in the end. Just trying to think, is there anything else to show you? I don't think there is. I think that wraps things up nicely. I could show you loads of different things. Maybe at the end of the series, there'll be a few extra videos where I can go about, look at all the competitions that you guys want me to look at. Player of this year, all of that jazz, all of that extra stuff. But I think for the time being, we will end it there. Next season, Loud Motorbike. I've already said I don't like loud motorbikes, especially when they go past when I'm recording. Disruptive. Where was I? I can't even remember. Yes, next season. So next season, it'd be great to finish 6th in the league. I don't think we're going to be able to qualify for the Champions League via the league. However, the Europa League, I want to target that. I think we can win the Europa League and qualify for the Champions League that way. Be nice if we could win maybe the League Cup. We haven't won that yet. But there's a lot of games to play when you're in the Europa League. I need to improve the squad. I will spend some of this money. We need to try and attract... How much money? 127 million. We need to try and attract a few good players. Matt Smith might be 50 million. I don't know. He's a wonder kid left back. He's going to cost a lot. So we'll have to see how much we've got left after I've tried to sign him. I'll do my utmost to try and sign him. I think we probably need to try and improve... a few positions, really. A few positions. I mean, Mark Ball realistic will probably have to be a super sub next year. And if we can get like a really top quality poacher alongside Navarrete up front, we could be deadly going forwards. We're deadly as it is with Mark Ball, so it's not the end of the world if I can't sign anyone else. I might try and sign a really top quality goalkeeper and have Adrian Smith as our number 2. But I'm comfortable with him being our number 1. He's done well over the years. But there was just that one flap in the semi-final, the Europa League, that made me realise perhaps we can sign someone slightly better. But as always, one of my favourite things to say, we shall see. But until next time, enjoy FM19, enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for watching this recap. I'll see you very soon.